What is up, YouTube? Welcome to PanFro Games, and in today's video we have another incredibly easy shiny hunting location for Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. In today's episode, we're going to be hunting over 5 different Pokemon in this location. And of course, guys, if you like these types of videos, please leave a like, subscribe if you're new, let's hit that 20k goal, and I really appreciate it. So to begin, we are going to be at the Water Gym City, and we're going to be beginning at the North Pokemon Center. And we're going to be doing a town reset. And if you don't know what a town reset is, we're just going to go in and out of the town and shiny hunt with that. We'll get a nice 15 spawns of the Pokemon that we're hunting here. Now, it doesn't matter. You just want to make sure you're in the desert. And then we're going to hit save. Always want to save your game just in case you make a mistake on your sandwich. You don't get the shiny in 30 minutes, so you don't burn your resources. Then you can just reload this save. It's like nothing ever happened, right? So now we're just going to set up a picnic. And there's a bunch of different Pokemon that we can hunt here. But for our first picnic, I'm feeling we should go for the brand new Steel-type Pokemon Orthworm, and we're going to make a Steel-type sandwich. So we're going to go into creative mode, and we're going to be using 1 hamburger, 1 salty, and 1 sweet. And you can check out the other recipe as well with the cucumber and pickle on the screen here if you want to make a different sandwich. I'll give you the same results as this one. There we go. Level 3 for Steel for Sparkling Title Encounter. And let's begin this hunt. So Shiny Orthworm is very obvious. Instead of being red, it's going to be blue. And they're going to be popping in. And the big thing about this hunt is you don't have to leave too far from the town. And it's really easy to reset them. So all you got to do, walk into the town, see the town name come up. Walk back out, you'll see the desert name. And looking for a blue boy. And it's going to be a real bright blue too. So you don't really have to look too hard. No squinting at all. You know, and you can do this whether it's the daytime or nighttime. So that doesn't matter either. And you're going to get your 15 spawns out here. And nope, no shiny. Go back immediately. Like, this is super quick. I mean, we've done a bunch of resets. It's only been like a minute already. So, and you'll most likely get your shiny within about a sandwich or two, especially if you have the shiny charm and the shiny sandwich that we've been using, then you should probably get it really fast. And there we go. We got the shiny Orthworm with less than 4 minutes in. So that was really awesome. And you can see how beautiful this shiny is. Definitely one of the best new Pokemon to be added to the game, especially with this shiny. Love the blue Wiggler. And there we go. Shiny Orthworm looking phenomenal. A good one to add to the team. Now for our next hunt, we're going to go for a Psychic type sandwich. And with a Psychic type sandwich, we'll be able to hunt for Flittle, so we're going to use 1 onion and 2 salties for this. There we go. Sparkling level 3 title encounter for Psychic type Pokemon. And now we're going to get like 15 Fiddle spawns here. And Fiddle, very small little Pokemon, but one of the easier shinies to see because instead of that hot pink for its little skirt, it's going to have a little neon green frill to it. And the bottom of it's also going to be brown, but you're going to notice that green before you notice the brown, honestly, on it. And that's all in the bottom half. So it's still going to be like, you know, the top half, you're not going to really be looking at for this. But the spawns for Fiddle really do come in faster, much faster than we're coming in for Orthworm. And I do believe this is because the Pokemon is so much smaller that it's easier for the game to actually load in the Pokemon sprite. So this is going to be a really fast way for Fiddle. And maybe actually the best way to shiny hunt for Fiddle, in my personal opinion. After doing a bunch of different hunts for this Pokemon in different locations, this one's just insanely fast and easy. And the thing, like I said, about picnic resetting versus town resetting is that town resetting is usually better if the spawns end up being the exact same in the amount. Town resetting ends up being better because picnic resetting takes about like 10 seconds to do the reset. So I'm always going to prefer these types of hunts, which is why I'm promoting them on the channel now. There we go. We got ourselves a shiny Flittle, and it took us about 6 minutes to get her shiny, so that's pretty nice. But look at that. You can see the neon green on that skirt. It's pretty obvious because you just got to look for the Flittle that doesn't have the pink, especially when you compare them from a distance. But there you go. Shiny Flittle, and that's definitely one of the better shinies in the game too. Love this Pokemon. I think it's definitely one of the better Gen 9 designs in my opinion. Now for our next hunt, this is a Pokemon Scarlet exclusive. We're going to hunt for Stonejourner. And with that, we're going to make a rock type sandwich by using 1 jalapeno and 2 salties. And of course, you can check out the recipe guide on the screen to see the other recipe to make this. There we go. Sparkling title encounter level 3 for rock type Pokemon, and ready to begin this hunt for Stonejourner. Now for this one, you're going to get a lot of big boys coming in on you. And the shiny is very easy to tell for Stonejourner. It is going to be a blackish stone color instead of a stone gray. It's sort of like a reverse color swap for it. If you look at the black spots on Stonejourner's leg, that is the color that you're looking for on this shiny, and it actually reverses that black spot with the stone gray, and the spots also become the stone gray too. So it's pretty interesting. Sort of like the shiny, honestly. And Stonejourner is a really cool, unique Pokemon, so this is a really awesome spot, and this honestly ends up being like the best spot for it because they really just be coming in like crazy. It's actually pretty awesome. And there it is, the shiny Stonejourner, another fast shiny under 3 minutes, 2.5. You can see it is black compared to the other ones, and it has that stone gray spots, and that's a beauty right there. Very cool Pokemon, as I said, and loving it. Got a nice girl, and we're gonna just use a quick ball because why not? Make it nice, fast, and easy if we're gonna be lucky. Oh, and there we go. We got our shiny Stonejourner, and up for the next shiny hunt. And for our next sandwich, we're gonna make a grass type sandwich, which is really interesting because I didn't think we'd actually be able to isolate with this sandwich type. So you get a bunch of grass types in the desert, but you can actually isolate it down to one with just a grass type sandwich. We're gonna use one lettuce, and we're gonna use a salty, and we're gonna be using a sour to make our sandwich. And there we go. We got sparkling title and counter level 3 for grass type Pokemon, and ready to begin this hunt. So Caspakid is going to be the only Pokemon that spawns from this. You actually do not get Bramble. You do not get Cacturne either. You exclusively only get Caspakid, which was a big surprise for me personally. And this shiny is going to be very obvious. The shiny is going to be yellow. It's going to look sort of like an egg yellow to me. So super easy to spot in the crowd. Just got to look for a yellow guy. And after just 1 minute of resetting, we got our shiny Caspakid, which is pretty sick. And once again, we are only getting Caspakid spawns. So you're not getting Cacturne, you're not getting Bramblin. So it's actually really interesting. But that's a very obvious shiny too with the yellow. So there we go. Shiny Caspakid, absolutely a dope looking shiny, and we'll move on to our next shiny hunt. For our next shiny hunt, we're going to be going for a flying type sandwich, but I'll also say a normal type sandwich will work if you use 1 chorizo and 2 salties, but we're going to use 1 prosciutto and 2 salties to make a flying type sandwich here to hunt for shiny Rufflet. And there we go, sparkling title and counter level 3 for flying type Pokemon. And this one's actually going to be a cluster spawn, our first cluster spawn in this area. And you can get up to 15 Rufflet spawns, but sometimes you do get some individuals. And it is a little bit hard to tell in the sandstorms, but the Rufflets are going to be brown instead of like their blue color. So if you don't see one that is brown, then obviously just go back, reset, and come back again. But this is definitely going to be one of the faster hunts because they spawn in a cluster. So, okay, I don't see a brown one. We're just going to go back and do it again. But yeah, I can see how it's a little bit more difficult if you get the unlucky sandstorm coming in. But sandstorms are actually not too common. That was actually the first one in my recording session here today. So, you know, a little bit unlucky here, but I'm sure within a sandwich or two of a shiny charm and a shiny sandwich, you'll get your shiny Rufflet in no time. Now, our last shiny hunt is not an isolated shiny hunt, but I think it is worth bringing up in this video because it's actually a pretty solid method. And we're going to make a ground type sandwich with 1 ham and 2 salties. And there we go. We got sparkling title and counter for ground level 3, and we're ready to begin this hunt. So we're going to be able to get Phanpy and Silacobra with this spot. And I will say this, it's going to be 50-50 in which one spawns more. So it looks like on the beginning here, we got more Phanpys, which I will say Phanpy's definitely the harder of the two here to shiny hunt, just because Phanpy's shiny is so hard to tell if there is any sort of lighting because it's just a slightly lighter blue. Like, you'll be able to probably notice, but the Silacobra is going to be very obvious. It's going to have more of like a darker purple marks to it than the current light colors. But you can also look at his eyes, as the eyes have a different color too. So this one is going to be harder to isolate hunt, but your odds are still the same when you have the sandwich and you have a shiny charm of these compared to all the other ones. It's just not going to be as isolated, but I'll say this. If you're trying to shiny hunt for Phanpy, there are going to be other good places in the game to do it. If you're trying to hunt for Silacobra, the desert's the only place you can do it, so I actually recommend this as a good Silacobra spot. And it's not one of the easiest for sure. I mean, you could always do a mass outbreak, but I do like this spot for Silacobra a lot. It's better than running around the desert and getting a bunch of other ground types because there's a lot more ground types that spawn in this desert besides just Phanpy and Silacobra. So keep that in mind while you're doing this hunt. And there we have it, guys. That is all of the Pokemon that you can shiny hunt with this town reset method for Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. And of course, guys, if you have a good shiny spot, please let me know in the comment section below, or let me know in Discord. And if something that I haven't covered before I think is really good, I will give you a shout out in the video when I make it. Anyways, thanks for watching. Of course, if you're new, please subscribe and leave a like, and I'll catch you guys next time. Peace out and have a good one.